Okay, so you want to hit Iridescent and you need help. I got you. First off, I'm going to give you the tips that nobody gives you on this journey. Well, first and most important thing I can think of is you have to realize in ranked, there's always going to be somebody who's going to shoot straighter than you. You're going to have your off days. But the most important thing is, despite of the fact that almost every single match, there's a chance you're going to meet somebody who's going to shoot straighter than you. What you need to be able to do is make adjustments. All right, you lost a gunfight, you lost two gunfights. You need to be able to reset and go somewhere else. Go somewhere else and keep the match alive. Because to get from Crimson to Erie, you need to be able to be in that end game. Doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to get max SR eliminations every single match. So that is going to be out the window. You need that placement. And to do that, you need to be able to stay alive. And put yourself in a position where you, when you get that top four, you have a chance of winning the match. Because you get 125 points for winning the match, and that's huge, especially when you're making the climb from Crimson to Erie. It's huge. That being said, when you do have a bad game, just make sure you don't get in the way of your teammates because you're going to play with teammates. Even though some people have gotten Erie with randoms, right? I would never advise that. Be that as in may, I got Erie this season by playing with randoms, but I got very lucky to find an actual amazing random who's also PlayStation, who just understands the game to the point where I completely trust the guy. Like if he's gonna push alone, I'm gonna be able to anchor, or if I'm gonna push alone, he's gonna anchor. Who's gonna be with me to cover me when I need cover, and I'm gonna cover him. Who's gonna be able to give me information. And that's the second most important tip I can give you. You want to hit Erie? You need to be able to relay information to your team because it's not all about what you can do. Sometimes it's all about what your team can do based on the information you give them. And by that I mean, if you see somebody close or in the direction of your teammate, you need to be able to tell them because you don't know what your teammate is looking at. You need to be able to relay as much information to your team as possible. Not bad information, actual information. Another tip that goes hand in hand with the previous one that I've just mentioned. The ones in the sky that constantly respawn throughout the match during the resurgence part of the match. Well, these are free points. You need to be able to shoot them with your teammates as soon as you identify that the guy is shootable. So let's say he's around just over 100 meters to just under 200. You need to be able to quickly tell your teammates where they are, acknowledge them, and by that is have them understand which one you want to shoot, and don't shoot too early. Like actually synchronize your shots so that the person who's flying is absolutely gonna get beamed. Because it doesn't really matter how good you shoot, they're gonna have spawn protection most of the times. So if you're gonna shoot alone like less reputable player, you're probably gonna leave him one shot and you're gonna cry and bitch. Oh, I left him one. He was on need. No, you need to be able to shoot these people with your teammates so that they hit the ground and die on the spot. That is probably the most fun I have when I'm playing ranked. When I'm shooting my teammates, uh, when I'm shooting with my teammates at people who are trying to regain their match in the sky. It's just amazing. It's just 3 points. But you need to realize you need to be able to count on your teammates. There are kills that you need to be able to do with your teammates. Another very important tip I can give you is just understand the way of the map. And by that I mean is you need to understand where people are gonna fight, when people are gonna rotate, because you have to constantly make adjustments during the match. And by that I mean is you don't need to overcommit to a push that might lead to you being third-partied. Because you have downtown with the bank, which sits right opposite a buy station. That place is going to have traffic. It's just south of downtown, you have the boat. People are going to be posted on that boat every single match. And are going to try to shoot people in downtown and people in lumber. People are going to be posted even in downtown on the rooftops. There's going to be posted just camp in the rooftops, and it's okay. It's part of the game. Like, you need to be able to hold the power position. Now, if you're, let's say, a more normal player and you want to actually move and go from left to right, you need to be able to understand that you're going to run into these people who just hold power positions because that's the only way they know how to play. So they're going to be posted on a head glitch on a rooftop, and they're going to wait for you to make a move. So you need to keep in mind that in places such as these, which there's a lot of them in the map, Research Center is another awful place for people to camp on the top, and they're camping inside the buildings. I don't recommend you land either Mansion or Research Center or even Lumber, because let's face it, the majority of you who are looking for tips haven't really have not a good understanding of the game. So you want to land somewhere safer, somewhere simpler, because if you're gonna land in a big spot, you're not only gonna put yourself in a position where you're gonna be able to be attacked from multiple sides because the place is big and there's gonna be multiple people landing. You need to be able to know where the loot is. You need to land in a POI where you know where every box is. You need to increase your chances of getting the loot you need and quickly buying the loadout and then going for an easy push. Me personally, I love landing church. I actually discovered this place when I was maybe 600 points away from Erie. Somebody told me like, "Oh, let's land church," and I discovered that by landing at church, you can quickly do a push, especially how I used to do them. I would drop my money, I would land, I would get a gun, get a second gun, get an SMG, get an AR, drop my money, and I would go solo towards train station, and I would try to go for picks. And depending how it went, I would either get 1 or 2 or 3 kills, where I would die, but it would be fine because my teammates would be back in church buying the loadout. So it'd be straight. And by me pushing alone, I can even scout the place to give information to my team. So that's good. Now, what else I can tell you about the game? Because people are gonna make videos. Oh, you need to have the best sensitivity. Oh, you need to have the best guns. And yeah, to an extent, you need to have really good guns. Have meta guns. But now, especially when it comes to SMGs and ARs, the meta is kind of very, very close in between a few guns. And I actually used, for the majority of my games, I used this build. It was my beautiful Star Move. And the M15. But there's a caveat to it, This M15 helped me shoot a lot of people out of the sky, as I mentioned previously. It was very fun. However, about the M15 specifically, and I used it with a 2x scope, by the way, but the first 5 shots are gonna jump. The initial recoil is gonna be big. So for the vast majority of people, this is not going to be an option. Like when people were using the M8, I was using the M15, and I had a decent amount of success as I got almost 4,000 points in 2 days of playing. But anyways, moving on. You need to familiarize yourself with the guns, the perks. Like normally I would have one super aggressive loadout, which is like the first one, with quick fix. This perk in case I want to get rezzed, tampered, and the second loadout would be something to seal the deal, so to speak. Something with field medic, quick fix as well, and survivor in case I know I'm gonna be downed. My teammate is gonna be right there and res me in a second because of the stacked effect of those two healing perks. You need to be able to think on your feet, make adjustments, like I said previously in the beginning of the video, because your goal when you want to make that jump from Crimson to Eerie, your goal is that top 4. And once you get that top 4, you need to be able to seal the deal. You need to be able to rotate, and when you rotate, the most important thing is you need to let your teammates know. You need to plan the rotation. Have the smokes, like pre-smoke the path. Don't smoke as you go. Smoke before. Because depending on where the zone is going to pull, you're going to pull into somebody who has already rotated to where you need to go. Because as rank stands right now, rotation can be in any one of 4 directions. It can go up, down, left, right. And you might not be the first one into the rotation. If the zone pulls towards you, what can I tell you? It should be a guaranteed win for you. And if it isn't, you're selling. You're really selling. If you can, save a PA or save a cluster for the rotation. If you have zone, like you know people are gonna come, cluster the most likely path of people, and you're gonna get 3 points. You're gonna get cracks, then go on a heady into the zone if you need to. If you have stims, whatever. If not, just wait on the gas, like way behind the heady, and then peek. That's 3 points right there. Because I know some people blame others. Oh, I don't have the teammates. Yes, but at one point you need to be able to acknowledge that maybe you're not getting the points not because you don't have teammates, because you have bad habits. The worst habit you can have is complaining, getting into the way of your teammates. Maybe you have a bad game. If you constantly bitch while your teammate is fragging, you are a bad teammate. Even if you're justified, relax. Because you won't have bad games every single match. Because if you have bad games every single match, you're going to be a diamond. You're going to be a diamond, or you're going to be a Crim 1 stuck, or a Crim 2 stuck. Stop complaining. If you see your teammate popping the hell out, stop. Look at their plates. Look how many plates they have. And help them. Don't get in the way of your teammate. If your teammate is popping the fuck out, it's balling like there's no tomorrow, all you need to do is try to help him or her. Don't get in their way. Don't complain. Let them. If your teammate is locked in, let them play. Because if they're locked in, they're going to have a better game than you. And that goes both ways. If you have a game where you've done multiple solo pushes, you've killed people, and your teammate is complaining about their bad game, tell them to shut the fuck off because you should never interfere, or your teammates should never interfere with you when you're popping the fuck out. When you're balling, when you're in the zone, all you need to do is focus on the next step. Because I've had matches where I had bad games. I felt like my shots were not hitting. But I tried to stay composed, and I stayed composed, and my teammates were doing the business. We're giving it to people. And I had matches where my teammates were having bad games, and I held it down. Now, there's another tip I can give you, and this is gonna be probably not the hardest one, but like in the moment, it's gonna feel like the most clutch. If your teammates are down, if you're the last man standing and you know you're getting pushed, you need to be able to tell if you can run or if you need to fight out. And when I need to fight out, I mean if you need to do a 1v2 or a 1v3, or God forbid, even worse. You need to have that clutch gene. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, not everybody who hits Iridescent or Crimson are good players. Some people, even top 250s, get there because they're carried. That's end of. If you have the friends who can carry you, it doesn't matter because they're gonna do the work and you're just gonna be a spectator. Don't do that. And probably if you're looking for tips on how to improve, that doesn't apply for you. So move on. Yeah, being clutch in key moments, it's worth SR and ranked. So if you're gonna get those points, especially in tough lobbies where because at the end of the day, Eries and Crims are a little bit different. The Crim is basically gonna try to play a little bit more passive, and the Erie is just gonna be just a tiny, itsy bitsy more composed. If they're legit, that is. They're gonna be a bit more composed, and they will manage their points better. They will push when they need to push and hold when they need to hold. What else can I tell you? Tacticals, yes, smokes are good. Don't Stims are only good for doing gas rotations. Like if you know you're gonna be held, you might as well go in the gas, pop a stim, try to rotate wider to get into the zone. But if you're gonna rely on this since the beginning of the match, no, don't. The idea is always to rotate earlier, to make adjustments, to have a goal, and the goal is to get that top four, and then proceed to get that win. Because it's all about micromanaging the match. You always have a goal of winning the match. That should be in the back of your head. If you're the kind of person who wants to, oh my god, I'm gonna top frag, bro. If you want to top frag but you're stuck in Crimson or Diamond, you're not a fragger. You're just not a fragger. Like if you've never hit max SR eliminations, bro, you don't consider yourself a fragger because you're not. You won't be the best shooter in the game. It's just gonna be facts. Like I said, there's always gonna be a chance of somebody in the match just having a better game than you, shooting wise. But that being said, you need to be able to be the smartest one in the game. Should I shoot? The guy is 70 meters in front of me. He's not looking at me, but he's still 70 meters away. Like he can run. There's a half a meter away from him. There's a piece of cover. Like, can I hit every shot? Most important, I would say, when it comes to every single match, you need to be able to down one person. Like, trust your shots to the point where if you fight one guy to be able to down him and not being down yourself. Don't be greedy. just down that one guy, wait, and then continue to play. Don't blame your teammates if you don't communicate. Don't blame your teammates. And by that I mean is, even if you down 2 people, but you didn't tell your teammates that you were gonna push, don't bitch. Don't be a fucking idiot. Don't tell your teammates, "Oh my god, you guys didn't help me," because you're a fucking dunce. That's what you are. If you push without giving information to your teammates prior, you're a dunce. You're a fucking idiot. It doesn't matter if you're down 2 and you got by the third guy who was gonna res those 2 guys. The most important thing is being able to communicate with the team, because you're gonna get these points not through your own strength, and that's what people don't understand. Because people just get tunnel vision and they think, "Oh my god, if I could just kill everybody," bro. You're not gonna kill everybody. You're not gonna kill everybody. It's not how it works. Because of how dynamic the game is, there's always gonna be somebody else who's ready to kill you, who can kill you because you just fought somebody else and you're weak, and they third party. And you want to avoid these third parties. In every single push, you need to consider more than just the team you're pushing. You need to consider the options that other people have to push you. Because I'll be honest, since I got so many points so quickly with one of my random teammates, we got a little bit too cocky and we started just pushing. It was the last stretch to from Crimson Trade to Erie, and we pushed, and I didn't want to, but I didn't say anything. So what ended up happening was we played for like 5 hours, and we lost the exact amount we had the previous day that we had gained. That's what I mean. So we basically played, we lost the points, we got the points back, we lost the points again, and we got back a square 0. So basically, we wasted a day just losing the points, getting the points back, just because we pushed and we ignored the top 4. You need easy pushes. If they're not easy pushes, don't just don't even consider them, because you're gonna get more points from the placement anyway. Because the maximum amount of points is 275. So you need to be able to understand that it's quality. Quality is not as important as quantity in the strength. Doesn't matter if you're going to get a 20 bomb and then have 3 matches where you get negative afterwards. It's not going to happen, because you're going to get 275 minus your deployment fee. So it's just math. It comes down to math. And by that I mean is, even if you have a good game, you're not going to get a lot of points. So you would rather slow down, get the placement, because that's a big 150 every single match. 150 points. Actually, yeah, minus the deployment fee, which is gonna be, as you probably saw in the beginning of the video, plus the kills you're gonna get, especially in the end game, and that's gonna be it. It's done. But micromanaging is important as well. You need to be able to look at your plates, look your ammunitions, and listen to your teammates, as stated previously. And on top of it, you need to look at your teammates' plates. If you have a second, if you see your teammate is not plating up, you need to be able to ask him, "Hey, do you need plates? How do you doing on munitions?" Because it's not just you, my guy. It's not just you. It's the team. And if you want to get these points, you need to manage the resources of the whole team. You need to be a manager. You need to find, when you find a team, you need to be able to know who's going to be the IGL, who's going to be the fragger, and who's going to be the anchor. You need these three parts. Well, that's all the tips I have for you. I'm just gonna leave some gameplay in the background. I'll probably try to think of something more as I'm playing this solo match. But that's what you need to understand. Like the main thing is the team. That's the main emphasis of this game mode. It doesn't matter if you can do 1v3s when you don't need to. It doesn't matter that you probably killed a higher rank. You may even kill it up to 50, or you maybe even kill the pro. Doesn't matter. Like, even if you kill them, like, you don't understand. Like these pros, especially, they're not fully focused on rank. Like, it's just a mode where they can play for fun. They can play with their friends and chill. When you're trying to climb, you need to consider these aspects. That person might not be fully committed to the match. Like, you're trying your ass off, and that person is just checking their phone, or getting enveloped with other things they have going on. Because yeah, you might be able to kill somebody who's really good and then completely suck afterwards, and that person's gonna wake the fuck up and probably gonna get more kills in the next match or during that match where you killed them anyways, and they're gonna win the match. So, that being said, focus on getting that top 4 and then winning the match. But that top 4 has to be a goal you should strive for every single match. When it comes to audio, if you're playing on console, you're cooked. Like, you're not gonna have good audio. Because there's a bug, you're pretty much fucked. There's a bug, there's a high 80% chance the audio is gonna cut off when you play, and somebody's gonna push you, especially on Rebirth. And that goes for Big Map as well, but we're talking about the Rebirth rank. So you're kinda cooked. I've tried on PlayStation, I've tried every single combination alive. Up here, yeah. Why is the game so quiet now? Let me see. What the fuck is up? I'm out of place. Look at that echo from the explosions. It's insane. What the fuck ever. I judged the pre-fire too badly, and I gave this guy a chance to fucking win the gunfight. That's what I was saying. Not every single gunfight is gonna go your way. It was very messy. Cause I shot too early, and I blew the gunfight. This rev that everybody's using, I'm not a big fan of. I'll be dead ass. Not a big fan of it. I feel the TTK because I'm shooting. Oh yeah, and that's one more tip that I can give you. Like, your best friend's gonna be the firing range. That's where you practice for the game. That's where you practice to shoot. And people are gonna say, oh my god, but the guys in the match are gonna move. That's your excuse, bro. Don't play. If that's your excuse, don't play. Don't play. If you cannot play good in the firing range, if you cannot. That's how bad. That's how bad the audio is. In the beginning, I had no idea the guy was upstairs, and he probably heard me the whole time. That's the audio on console. So you're almost gonna play at a disadvantage. Almost every single game because you're gonna run into PCs. You're gonna play at a disadvantage, and there's gonna be people who are gonna tell you, oh, but you can turn off console. You can turn off crossplay, and you're just gonna play against console. It's gonna be good, bro. That doesn't change the fact that the audio is bad. In worst case scenario, one person is gonna have audio, even if he's on console, but you won't have that audio. So you're gonna lose gunfights that you are not supposed to, because you simply won't have the information, and it's bad. Really is super bad. So you need to accept it. No, actually, you don't need to accept it. You need to start messaging on Twitter, the devs, at Activision, bro, fix the audio on console. Like, we actually want to hear footsteps. Because if you don't, there's going to be a chance where somebody fucking hears you from 50, 60 meters away. They're going to pre-aim you. You're going to go straight into their bullets, and they're going to kill you for no reason. Doesn't matter, you're a better player than them. You don't know they're there. You don't know they're running towards you at full speed, and they're gonna be running towards you at full speed, and they're gonna kill you. That's honestly the biggest bullshit in all the matches I've had. Because I've been killed while I was in the gas. Because I didn't hear the person running towards me while I'm rezzing. But of course the guy knew I was rezzing in the gas. Before you say, oh, he probably had a red dot. No. That change they did where you show up as a red dot in the gas doesn't even work. That shit is bugged. Had my teammate get pushed from behind a full sprint by an enemy and he had no idea. Then bros, you're not playing as good as this teammate of mine. But yeah, that's about it, bro. Micromanage. Check your teammates' plates, resources, ask them what they need. Try to give them info, because you're not going to kill everybody. Like, you need to be able to understand there's going to be people you can kill, there's going to be other people that you can only kill if your teammates shoot with you. The sooner you realize this, the better. Good shot. He hit that. What? Matter of fact, hold on. Let me try his bullshit gun. Changing mags. I'm actually curious because he did a lot of damage with an AR. Yeah, I was hoping I was gonna get a specialist, but whatever. Yeah, it's crazy. I can hear the fucking engine starting maybe 70 meters out, but the footsteps, that's a whole nother thing. I probably have somebody who's super close to me moving and I'm not hearing them. That was such a dumb thing by the developers to increase the cost of UAVs. Such a dumb thing. Since there's no money on the map. Like, it would be almost impossible to do regains if they didn't have that bullshit fire, another fire cell, the bullshit restock every single match in ranked. If you're trying to make a regain, you'd be dead in the water. You'd be just 3 points for everybody else. Like, I don't understand, because the problem with the devs and with this ranked is they don't have a direction. Like, they want that mode to be more competitive, but they have crutches, such as the fire cell, such as not being not giving the loot pool enough guns.
I'm reloading.
Nice. Good shots.
Swapping mag.
Clear play?
It's your last chance. Fight to earn redeployment.
No idea. I'm actually gonna watch the clip back when I upload this video. I'm curious if I just didn't see him or
It's fight time. Almost your turn, soldier. Stand by.
that was the thing. I was trying to kill him before I was fighting the guy that was underneath.
Earn redeployment or die trying.
But I heard the parachute, but I had no idea where he was. I thought he was. GG's.
The enemy got that one, but we'll get it back.
The guy had better timing than me.
You gave it a solid try. Time to head back to base.
I guess I should have played it way more aggressive because I cracked his plates. Hate this strat. I'm completely against this gun, by the way. Like, I can't wait for them to nerf it in the ground. Because I don't enjoy using it. Like, he actually ruined my match. That's the TTK, apparently. And it looks like it's very stable. But in the game, and even in the firing range, I've noticed, like, sometimes the damage varies. Like, my TTK is not the same every single time, and if it's not the same every single time, then I'm not gonna be able to count on it when I'm in the match. But anyways, this is gonna be the last match of the stream. I just want to post some gameplay. You know, just have something in the background while I talked. You know the why is this echo killing me?
Changing mags.
Yeah, the funny thing is about this M8, I actually used it maybe 4 days before it was nerfed. Maybe 4 days. Because simply I didn't have the level for it. So I was just using the Maddox, which still is a very good gun. And my trusty M15. Now I would say 100% the M15 is way better for longer ranges. Alright. Okay, last match of the video. Let's see how it goes. We'll wanna...
Eliminate all targets in the AO. Soldier incoming.
Taking effective fire!
Wow. Yeah. So...
Success means redeployment. Failure means elimination.
Taking effective fire! Reloading!
I just love this reset. Absolutely just adore this reset. Apparently, like, his shot's connected. Because I feel like I should have hit more shots. Whatever. He hit his shots, I didn't. Took a step back. Smoked. Regened. Rechalled. That was done. Well, I'm a little bit disappointed that I wasn't able to get a specialist. Whatever.
Hostile, full sweep, bombardment incoming. Stand by for contact.
Generally, well, I don't know why in solos there's so many PAs and such bullshit, but another PA, like, brother. It's not that somebody's camping with a sniper. Yeah. I would say right side is closer to me. I've tried every single fucking thing to make the audio good on PlayStation.
Inbound.
Use 3D audio, use audio focus, which is shit. The only thing that's gonna help you, the audio focus, is with, it's gonna help you with the sounds of parachutes. Explosion clusters, bro, what the f... Especially with my headphones, like, the sound is still very loud. The sound of all these explosions is very loud. It's not footsteps. No.
Reloading!
Yeah, look at this clown.
Stay alert. Something's happening above the AO.
What? Top 252 Thea. Hello, friend. Buddy. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Don't be like that, Toothy. I'm just trying to make a video.
I saw the light there.
Very aggressive.
UAV standing by.
1-1 requesting recon at this time.
He's probably blaming the controller. Okay, clowns.
Changing mags.
If you're the kind of person who blames the controller for not being good at the game, just like you might want to not play this game.
Priority tasking request received.
You might want to.
Changing mags.
Oh, the poor guy was on console as well, just what I was speaking of. Sad.
Changing mags.
And the funny thing is, because I kept talking about bashing the audio and how the game needs to be fixed, and they're not gonna fix the game because it's an audio engine problem. Like, I can tell when I'm pushing somebody, if they're completely clueless, I can tell that they're on console. Not because they're bad players. I can tell, like, if shit happens, like if we have to move, we run, and he doesn't have line of sight, I can tell that he's console. There's gonna be a high chance he's not gonna hear anything.
Got gas inbound. Safe zone.
We're gonna use Toothy's gun a little bit more. The thing is, when I exited the car, I expected me to be on the side of the warehouse, not the street. So he took a few more shots. If I remember correctly, it doesn't matter. 4 kills, only 4 kills. It's sad. But what am I supposed to do? They increase the prices of UAVs, and I can hear shit. I can hear all these precisions. Oh my God! It solos you. I'm gonna stop myself from using bad language because it's in poor taste.
Taking effective fire.
Yeah.
That one, but we'll get a W.
Fucking clown. Fucking absolute clown. Okay, I guess this sums up the video.